Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about two topics of chapter 3 transformers. First topic is types of magnetic materials and second topic is BH characteristics or BH curve. So we will discuss about types of magnetic material. You have already studied about these three types of magnetic materials: diamagnetic material, paramagnetic material and ferromagnetic material. So first of all, we will start with the diamagnetic material. So these materials are barely magnetized when placed in a magnetic field. It means they do not experience the magnetization when placed in a magnetic field. Because see in the figure, here this is the figure of diamagnetic materials. In diamagnetic materials, all magnetic dipoles are aligned in a position that it aligns opposition to the applied magnetic field. It means that when we applied external magnetic field, then these magnetic dipoles are in, it creates magnetic field that is in opposition to the applied magnetic field. It means, so they produce internal magnetic field that opposes the applied field. So they will cancel each other. It means they do not experience the magnetizing effect when we applied magnetic field. Okay. Relative permeability is slightly less than unity. Example of diamagnetic materials are gold, silver and copper. So first of all, permeability. What is permeability? It is same as conductivity in electric circuit. Permeability means it is a property of magnetic material to create a magnetic flux through it. It means if permeability is high, it will create more magnetic flux, more magnetization. So in diamagnetic material, the relative permeability is slightly less than unity. Okay. Now second is paramagnetic material. So in paramagnetic material, see in the figure, these are paramagnetic materials. Here magnetic dipoles arranged randomly. Atoms have arranged randomly oriented. Here in these materials, the magnetic dipoles are aligned along the applied magnetic field. It means, see here magnetic dipoles creates magnetic field in opposition to the applied field, but here in direction with the applied field. So they are attracted by a magnet. If we apply strong magnetic field, it means in paramagnetic material, magnetization occur when we applied external magnetic field. But when we remove that external magnetic field, this magnetization disappears. Okay, so it is reverse case of diamagnetic material. Here in paramagnetic material, relative permeability is slightly greater than unity. In case of diamagnetic material, it is slightly less than unity. Example of paramagnetic materials are platinum, aluminum and sodium. Okay. So last one is ferromagnetic material. Okay. These materials exhibit strongest magnetic behavior, or we can say that these materials are used for production of permanent magnets, because here dipoles are arranged randomly, but magnetic field of each domain is cancelled by another, so entire material doesn't show any magnetic behavior. Here these are the arrangement of ferromagnetic materials. Atoms have parallel aligned magnetic moment. So in case of ferromagnetic material, when external field is applied, these dipoles reorient themselves and produce strong internal field, but it is along the external field, same as in the case of paramagnetic material. Both the materials, in paramagnetic material and in ferromagnetic material, internal magnetic field which produced align along the applied magnetic field. So here magnetic field of magnetic materials persists even when external field is removed. Here magnetization disappear, but in case of ferromagnetic material, magnetization persists even when we remove the external magnetic field. Okay. Here relative permeability is greater than unity, not slightly greater than, but more than unity. For example, ferromagnetic materials are iron, cobalt and nickel. So these all are about the types of magnetic material. So 3 points you have to keep in mind for all 3 types. First of all, it is barely magnetized when placed in a magnetic field. In both these cases, it will magnetize. Here, the internal magnetic field is opposition to the applied field. In both these cases, external magnetic field is along the applied external field. And here, for all 3 cases, relative permeability slightly less than unity, but in these cases, slightly greater than, more than unity. Okay. Next topic is BH curve or BH characteristics. So here okay. Second topic is BH characteristic or BH curve, or we can say that magnetization curve. So what is B and H? B stands for magnetic flux density. We know that unit of magnetic flux density is Tesla. That's why T is here. And H is magnetic field intensity or magnetizing force. Equation of H is equals to Ni upon L. N number of turns, I current and L is the length. Okay. So first of all, relation between B and H is B equals to mu 0 mu r into H. All of you are aware of this equation. Mu 0 is permeability of free space and mu r is relative permeability. Okay. So first of all, what is BH characteristic or BH curve? So it is a graphical relationship between magnetic flux density B and magnetic field intensity H. Here I have drawn the curve between B and H for magnetic material. So you can see that in this plot there are 3 zones, O to A to C and above C. So there are 3 zones here. OA is non-linear, AC is linear and above C is saturation zone. So here mu r is relative permeability. It is not constant but it varies with B and H. If B increases, H is also increases, but here it is non-linear. From A to C it is linear and above C it is saturation zone. Here. So this is basic curve for magnetic material. But we have to discuss about magnetization curve, or this concept is also known as magnetic hysteresis. Okay. Here, first of all, B is equals to phi by A, or we can say that it is ratio of flux to area. Okay. Now here, see this relation H equals to Ni by L. This is the curve. It is also known as hysteresis loop. It is also curve between B and H, flux density and magnetizing force. So here, first of all, if current increases, we know that if current increases, H is also increases, and H is increases, B is increases from these two relation. So you have to keep in mind, you have to start with the current. If current increases, H is increases from 0. So first of all, we are here. Now if current increases, then H increases, and with H, B is also increases. So we have this curve O to A. here. This is the region OA. If now B is increases up to a point, this point, after this point, this is the zone. After this point, what will happen? After this point, B is constant, but H will increases. Okay, so this is the saturation point. So stop here at saturation point. Now if current decreases, now if we decreases the current I, then H is also decreases. So from here A to B, this is the case. If we decreases the current, H is also decreases, and same way B is also decreases. At this point B, see in the figure, here B is not 0. At this point B is not 0, B has some value OB, but H is 0 here. So here B is not 0, but H is 0. So this OB is residual flux, BR. Here OB is residual flux, and it is also known at this position when H is 0 but B is not 0, this is also known as retentivity. Very important, retentivity. Okay, now again, if current is decreased again, if current is decreased in negative direction, so we have up to this point C. Now again current is increases in negative direction up to point C, up to this point C. At this point, see in the figure, at this point B is reduced to 0, but H is not 0. Here H is not 0, H has some value OC, but B is 0. So this value of H is known as coercive force, HC, coercive force, and it is also known as coercivity. At this point, coercivity. Same way, here this is OF is coercivity, here OB is retentivity, OE is retentivity. Now again, if we decrease the current in negative direction, negative saturation, or we can say that this is the point in opposite direction. If further increase in I up to point D, up to this saturation point, we have this variation. And now again, if we change the current, we have this point E, and again if we change the current, we have this point F. So we have this complete set of magnetization and demagnetization. So this loop represents one complete cycle of magnetization and demagnetization. This loop is also known as hysteresis loop. Okay, again I revise this curve, some important points. First of all, what is BH characteristic? The relation between, graphical relation between B and H. Unit of B is Tesla, unit of H is ampere turn per meter. You have to keep in mind these two relations. H is equals to Ni by L and B equals to mu0 mu r into H. So this is the basic curve for, basic BH curve for any magnetic material. We have three zone: non-linear zone, linear zone and saturation zone. Okay, magnetic hysteresis, we have to start with the increasing current from this point O. Okay, if we increase the current, we have variation of B and H. H is also increases and B increases. We have this up to this point A. Clear? This A is a saturation point. Okay, now you have to decrease the current up to point B. At point B, there is some value of magnetic flux density. It is also known as residual flux density at this point. At this point, H is 0, but B is not 0, and this is the OB is BR. BR stands for residual flux density. Again, we have to decrease current in negative direction up to point C. At point C, B is 0, but H is not 0. The value of H at this point is known as coercive force, and this process is known as coercivity. Okay, and complete the set of this whole loop, we have this hysteresis loop. Thank you.